Welcome back. Today is a somber day. Today, Russia has attacked Ukraine. I figured why not read an article about it? And this is from Market Watch. It's whatever. Um, I guess it's from the perspective of what Russia is telling its citizens. Because if you watch like a bunch of news outlets, it's saying that like Putin is telling the Russian citizens that Ukraine is like the new Nazi Germany and they're trying to make nuclear weapons and trying to reenact the Holocaust with um old Russian residents and all this stuff. So let's see what Market Watch has found. This was made today, of course, at 9 in the morning, and then it got edited like 4 hours later. Moscow AP. Sure, that means Associated Press. As the West sounded the alarm over the Kremlin's ordering troops into eastern Ukraine that decried it as a large-scale invasion, Russian state media painted a completely different picture, one of Moscow coming to the rescue of war-torn areas tormented by Ukraine's aggression and bringing them peace. So they're saying that the the eastern part of Ukraine is like getting attacked by the western part of Ukraine, and they're trying to free the eastern part, and that those are actually Russian citizens that need help, and Ukraine is like keeping them there and about to kill them all. Right. Fanfare came hours after Vladimir Putin announced Russia's recognition of the separatist areas in eastern Ukraine as independent states and ordered its troops to maintain peace in territory where Russia-backed rebels have been fighting Kyiv's government forces since 2014, a conflict that has killed over 14,000 people. I believe it was like 2015 or I think it was 2015. Could have been 2017. Where is it? Where is it? There's a Vox article here. Let's do a quick read. This is like basically the same article. I don't see it, but I can't remember when they first invaded them. It had to have been nice coding. Had to have been in 2015. Oh, I guess it was 2014. So it was 2014. So I guess yeah, this first time was 2014. I thought this was like when they first said they were gonna like fight each other, and then Russia didn't like come until 2015. But you know, TV presenters hailed the historic day and professed an end of suffering for the residents of the breakaway regions. You paid with your blood for these 80 years of torment and anticipation, anchor Olga Skabayeva told residents of the areas known as Donbass during a popular political talk show Tuesday morning on Russia One state TV. Russia will now be defending Donbass. The Kremlin says that the DNR and LNR have asked Putin to help beat back the aggression of the Ukrainian armed forces to avoid victims among the civilian population and a humanitarian catastrophe in the Donbass. Per Russian wires, this could be it. TV pundit Vladimir Soloyev echoed those sentiments on his morning show on Bessie.fm state radio. We will ensure their safety, he declared. It is now dangerous to fight with them because one will now have to fight with the Russian army. That's so terrifying. Channel 1, another popular state-funded TV station, struck a festive tone with its correspondent in Donetsk, Donetsk, asserting that local residents say it is the best news over the past years of war. Now they have confidence in the future and that the years-long war will finally come to an end, she said. Whether ordinary Russians are buying this is another question. Even as after this announcement Monday evening, Putin said he was positive about the people's support. Critics denounced the move as harmful for both Ukraine and Russia. Yeah, this is awful for everyone. Cause imagine he like escalates this um and like all of NATO gets involved and people start bombing other cities and the talks of nukes could get put into play and maybe their allies join in and send extra troops and China joins in, America joins in, like it's just not fun. Facebook can't like all those people in Ukraine are like I feel for them. This is such a terrible situation for them. Facebook campaign with the hashtag I'm not staying silent launched by independent Russian news site Holod urged people to express their opinion about the war aloud and also to remember that each of us has something connecting us to Ukraine. It brought dozens of posts sharing memories about Ukraine and condemning the Kremlin's moves. Moscow resident Sergei, who gave only his first name, appeared to place himself among the ranks of Kremlin skeptics. It's terrible, it's very bad, he said. As usual, nobody asks anybody about anything. The economic repercussions are economic repercussions for us, not the ruling elite. So all these sanctions that Byron is imposing on Russia is really, like he's saying, it's not gonna affect the rich people. They're good. They have their money in other places, but all these other people that rely on their goods from Russia and from like Amazon or other places that deliver to them, they're screwed. NBC correspondent Keir Simons reporting from Moscow suggests that among Muscovites interviewed on the street, dismay and disapproval were commonly expressed by English speakers, while non-English speakers were as likely to voice support as regret over the attack on Ukraine. So like no matter what, even if they did support the attack, they still like wish they didn't attack is what I'm reading here. Voice as regret. And that's probably because they can't like read into the other news outlets. This is what we were talking about before, in that on Monday or whatever. Like whatever you're reading, whatever you're putting yourself into in social media is what you know, and it's all you know. You don't know what you don't know unless you look for those things that you don't know about. So all these people that only speak Russian only know Russian things, and there could be like dismaying Russian information, but more than likely they're gonna stick with what everyone else is saying on the news or whatever all their friends are saying, what all these people are saying. They don't see the bigger picture from like an English outlet or a Spanish outlet that's in Spain, a French one, whatever the case is. It should have been done a long time ago. Irina Nareko, a Moscow resident, told the Associated Press, these poor people who identify as Russian, who mainly identify as Orthodox, cannot wait anymore and live expecting to be killed. We should have accepted them a long time ago. Denis Volkov, a director of the Levada Center, Russia's top independent pollster, said that according to its poll data, more than half of Russians were ready to support Putin's moves. It's terrifying. The situation, as it is understood by the majority, is that the West is pressuring Ukraine to make a move against the rebel held areas in the Donbass, and Russia needs to somehow help. Volkov told the AP this notion of helping in an extraordinary situation translates into support for Putin's recognition of the separatist held areas in Luhansk and Donetsk oblasts. So that's what he's saying. He's saying that he's helping the separatists and he's attacking, or it's a special mission and it's not an invasion. It's a special mission to liberate, um, assuming the city of Donbass. And it's just like, no, dude, you're invading, bro. Come on. The narrative of Ukraine having aggressive designs on the Donbass has been actively promoted by the Russian authorities, along with accusations that the West is pumping Ukraine full of weapons and warmongering. The Kremlin had repeatedly denied, well, I mean, we are giving them weapons because you're attacking them. The Kremlin had repeatedly denied plans to invade Ukraine, something the West nonetheless feared due to a massive buildup of Russian troops along the Ukraine's borders. I like how he's saying like this was uh, a training exercise. So his citizens that are listening to this, his citizens are like, "Oh, it's just a training exercise. We're only putting our troops over there because we're having a training exercise." Blah blah blah. And then he's like, oh, actually, put our troops here because these guys are getting aggressive. Oh, actually, put our troops here because we're doing a special mission. And it's never like, I'm invading this country. Um, the Kremlin had repeatedly denied plans to invade Ukraine, something the West. Okay. Russian officials point fingers at Kyiv instead, saying it has massed its own troops, could have tried to retake the rebel held areas by force, which the Ukraine government consistently denied. State controlled TV has also jumped at the chance to show prominent Americans making remarks able to be construed as positive toward Putin in the Kremlin or anti Ukraine, including in its program video footage of former US President Donald Trump and former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo describing Putin as savvy. These guys are fucking stupid, bro. They're not stupid, they're spies. I'll say it right now, bro. These guys are fucking agents. Craziness. How can you support this? How can you support war at all? How can you say, oh, he's a savvy dude for fucking invading another country and killing people? Great guy. Like, what? Come on, bro. Bunch of tweets. Ukraine is invading the Russian backed separatist republics. Should we press play? Is she playing? Assuming that's what it's saying. Oh, there's a cannonade. It's very hot. Thank God there are no strikes in the city and it's calm here. Wow. Breaking. Russian state TV airs Putin's new address at nearly 6 a.m. says that Russia was left no chance to protect itself by other means. I've decided to conduct a special military operation in Donbass. Yet another translated clip of Tucker Carlson and Tulsi Gabbard prominently featured in Russia's state TV. Look at look at these idiots. Look at this fucking idiot, dude. Crazy. Russia's state TV is proudly showing off Mike Pompeo's recent commentary where he said about Putin, very shrewd, very capable. I have enormous respect for him because he has enormous hands. Look at these enormous hands. Idiot. The official rhetoric heated up last week when Putin charged that what is now happening in Donbass is genocide. Popular newscasts and political talk shows on state TV channels started using the term widely thereafter. Look right here. He's saying that Ukrainians are committing genocide against Russians, right? And that's why he's doing all this. Absolutely no proof besides his words saying that they're committing genocide. Prominent news anchor Dmitry Kelselev likened what was happening in Donbass to World War II atrocities committed by Nazi Germany and dressed down German Chancellor Olaf Scholz for challenging Putin's use of word genocide. It is simply solidarity with the genocide of today, Kiselev charged on Russia One's flagship news show. Over the weekend, separatist officials added a sense of urgency to the picture, announcing mass evacuations of Donetsk and Luhansk residents into Russia and mobilizing troops into the face of purportedly imminent attack by Ukrainian forces. News bulletins showed emotional visuals of women and children lining up to board buses, followed by segments alleging massive shelling of the areas by Ukrainian forces. Though our other video footage appeared to show empty or near empty buses leaving Donetsk and Luhansk for Russia. Some of these segments claimed that Kyiv's military was deliberately targeting citizens. Right, like they're not bombing. That means that they're bombing uh, Ukrainians. A pro-separatist Telegram channel posts retweet branded video showing the first evacuation buses headed for Russia. Am I blind or are they almost empty? Would fit with reports that local not exactly clamoring. Yeah, why would they want to go to Russia, bro? Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky's speech at a Munich security conference on Saturday, during which he threatened to pull out an agreement to abandon nuclear weapons left in Ukraine after the Soviet Union's collapse in exchange for security guarantees, fueled the fire further. Zelensky went on to deliver late Wednesday an impassioned 11-hour plea for peace. Bro, if he didn't want peace before, he's not gonna want peace now. Like, what? Switching from the Ukrainian language to Russian as he directly appealed to the Russian population, assuring it that the Russian people were not an enemy of Kyiv's and that the version of Ukraine they were shown on state-controlled television show was not in accord with reality. That's gonna be hard for them to see, bro. He said that in a televised address that he tried to teach Putin by telephone was met to reach Putin by telephone and was met by silence. Russia treacherously attacked our state in the morning as Nazi Germany did in World War II, in two World War years. As of today, our countries are on different sides of the world history. I'm assuming that Ukraine has embarked, or no, it's Russia has embarked on a path of evil, but Ukraine is defending itself. Why would he use flags? Because he ran out of letters, of course, and won't give up its freedom no matter what Moscow thinks. Uh, Virtuosic Zelensky speech addressed to Russians in Russian. You've been told I'm going to bomb Donbass. Bomb what? The Donetsk stadium where the locals and I cheered for our team at Euro 2012? The bar where we drank when they lost? Lunhaus where my best friend's mom lives? Facts. Zelensky speaks to the nation. He says he's declared martial law and urges Ukrainians to stay home. We're working. The army is working. He says, don't panic. We are strong. We are ready for everything. We will defeat everyone because we are Ukraine.
Шановні громадяни України, сьогодні вранці
Bro, he looks so tired. Zelensky addressing the Russian people in Russian now. Today I initiated a phone call with the president of the Russian Federation. The result was silence due to the silence should be in Donbass. A result, I want to address all citizens of Russia. Russian state TV channels aired multiple segments about Kyiv's capability to develop its own nuclear weapons, and news show hosts warned that threats shouldn't be taken lightly. So, Ukraine has like the capability to make nukes, right? But then they agreed that as long as the US and Russia, as long as Russia doesn't invade and the US protects them if they do invade, that they'll de-arm themselves. Like some others, I forget what the other state was, that they were gonna do this too. But now after Russia is invading them and they de-armed, and we're really just saying we're not selling Russia stuff anymore. Who else if you have a nuke, why would you get rid of it now at this point? Like why would you ever get rid of your nuke when this guy with nukes is trying to invade you because you have no more nukes, and he's threatening to nuke everyone else if they don't if they help you. Like what? Why wouldn't everyone just start stockpiling nukes? Finally, to drive home the point about Ukraine's alleged aggressions, Russian officials have accused Ukrainian forces of an attempted incursion into Russia, an allegation Ukraine dismisses disinformation. The invasion has begun, Russia One TV host Yevgeny Popov proclaimed on Monday, but it wasn't Putin who invaded Ukraine. Instead, Ukraine went to war with Russia and Donbass. Several hours later, Putin announced recognition of a self-proclaimed republic in eastern Ukraine. Putin's like, yeah, those guys, totally Russian, and I'm gonna save them. Political analyst Abbas Galyamov says that while the majority of Russians will support the unilateral Putin decision, what the fuck else are they gonna do? The impact of propaganda on the domestic audience is limited, compared with 2014 when the Kremlin managed to rally Russians around the idea of annexing Crimea. The only popular show to support for the moves on eastern Ukraine took place in St. Petersburg on Wednesday, the day Russia celebrates Defender of the Fatherland Day, a holiday that commemorates the country's veterans. Fucking Veterans Day, man. Let's invade. Russian media reported several hundred pro-Kremlin. I can't believe I woke up to pick up my parents 4 a.m. and this was the first thing that I read or heard about during my morning coffee, bro. Like a World War III has started. Congratulations, you woke up. Russian media reported several hundred pro-Kremlin activists gathered in the center of the city on the Gulf of Finland, Putin's birthplace. When Russian flags and banners reading, "We don't abandon our own." Uh, According to reports, some of the demonstrators didn't know what the rally was about and said they had been promised a hot meal after it. At the same time, rights groups in Moscow reported 6 protesters detained over holding picket signs against war with Ukraine. Foolish. Those guys are probably dead. State TV channels showed a top official from the Kremlin's United Russia Party laying flowers at a memorial for the defenders of Donbass and Donetsk alongside the area's separatist leader. Putin will score some political points at home, but Not many, Galliamot believes. Putin remembers what the annexation of Crimea led to. People understand that there will be sanctions now. The economy will decline even further and living conditions will continue to grow. They remember that there was a hangover after the party. Oh, yeah, that's true. But yeah, man, I feel for these people in Ukraine, and I hope this is over soon and that Russia just fucks off. That'd be cool, right? See you guys later.